Last time, we left off on Granola and Kakarot about to fight Raditz. Raditz realizes he may have some trouble fighting them if they team up, so he decides he's going to fight them one-on-one. Welcome back to part 2 of What If Monaito Raised Kakarot. Now, before we continue the fight between them, we need to go back a bit to how Vegeta and the remaining other Saiyans that were with them reacted to Planet Vegeta being destroyed by a meteor. Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa, and 2 other Saiyans are off on a distant planet taking it over for Frieza. As they wrap up clearing out the planet, one of the random Saiyans receives a message from Frieza and his soldiers that Planet Vegeta has been destroyed and no Saiyans are left. Everyone is shocked, but Vegeta is a little bit suspicious. Frieza just called them back and suspiciously now the planet was destroyed and nothing. There's absolutely no way at all that Frieza calls them back, and conveniently enough, a meteor destroyed their planet. Vegeta brushes it off for now, but as Nappa and the 2 other Saiyans run over to Vegeta and Raditz, they ask about Vegeta's brother Carbol. Vegeta says he was just a weakling and could care less if he was dead. They then ask Raditz about his brother, and he remembers his mom mentioning about sending Kakarot to a planet called Planet Cereal. As the Saiyans start to talk things out, figure everything out, they figure it's best to return to Frieza for now and get more information from him there. As they write back, Raditz is thinking to himself, why send off Kakarot to Planet Cereal? When he can remember, the planet is under the works of the Heaters. Before Raditz comes to a conclusion, he realizes he's at the Frieza Force. All of the Saiyans that were at Planet Vegeta go and meet Frieza. Frieza reclarifies and says that the planet was destroyed by a meteor. Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz are silent. Then one of the Saiyans asks, are you sure it was a meteor? It's too weird that Frieza called the Saiyans Planet Vegeta, and then conveniently enough, the planet was destroyed soon after. Frieza then shoots a beam to that Saiyan, who falls to the ground. He then looks at the others and asks if they have any other dumb questions, to which they all say no. Frieza sends them all away to go to another planet, but as they are, Raditz mentions to Vegeta and Nappa about his brother, but they just brush it off. Raditz is weaker than them. What difference would it make if Kakarot joined them? Yeah, it would be nice for another Saiyan on the team. They already saw it having to one of their extra Saiyans. Years go by for the Saiyans, and their quote-unquote bond between the Frieza Force is getting thin. Raditz goes to Vegeta and Nappa one last time and mentions how useful Kakarot can be in the future. Look at how much they've grown in strength. Nappa snaps at Raditz, saying no until Vegeta interrupts him mid-sentence to say that he can go and get Kakarot. But if he isn't strong enough, when they come back from a mission, he and Nappa are going to kill Raditz. Not only will they kill Kakarot, but Granola as well. But they don't know about Granola. Raditz now worried for his own prayers that Kakarot is strong. As Raditz goes to his pod to set the coordinates for Planet Cereal, we fast forward back to the present. As Kakarot and Granola dash towards Raditz, he gets a bit nervous. They're both weaker than him. Together they may be an issue altogether. He decides he needs to separate the 2, so he attacks Granola and kicks him away, focusing entirely on just Kakarot. Raditz then starts beating Kakarot with ease, not giving him a chance to fight back at all. As he gut punches Kakarot, he gets shot in the back. It doesn't do much, but it did catch him off guard a little bit. He sees Granola with a red eye and pointing his fingers at Raditz like a gun. As Raditz is about to use a ki blast of his own, he realizes his scouter is beaten. Granola's power went up to 650, but that's impossible. Was he hiding his power? Skyler then picks up a different power level. He looks behind him and sees Kakarot has a power level of 600. How are they doing this? Now, of course, Granola and Kakarot are using ki control, but they didn't know how strong Raditz would be, so of course they held back a little bit. Granola's base power is around 550, but with his red eye, he used it an additional 100. Of course, we don't know how much of a power boost it gave him during the manga, fighting Vegeta and Goku, but I'll throw him a bone. Besides, Granola then powers down, breathing a bit. Raditz sees this whilst fighting Kakarot, and he hits him away to focus on Granola. Granola isn't fully strong enough yet to hold on to his red eye boost for long, so he can only use it in short bursts. Raditz punches Granola across the face as he's about to be thrown to a mountain. Kakarot then catches Granola. Kakarot tells Granola they need to stop Raditz from separating them, or else they just won't win at all. Granola says he has a plan. Kakarot just needs to hold Raditz down for a bit, for Granola to charge up the ki blast that he's going to use. Kakarot doubts he'll be able to do that at all, but says he's going to try his best. As Kakarot runs towards Raditz, Raditz scoffs as he hits Kakarot away and starts beating Kakarot to a rubble. Raditz is about to finish Kakarot off, but his scouter then goes off, and as he looks at Granola, he sees a ki blast. Raditz, a bit worried, at first goes all out and hits the ki blast away. Granola then breathes heavily and collapses. He doesn't get knocked down, but as he falls to the ground, he sees Raditz land right in front of him. Raditz is about to finish Granola off until he hears Kakarot yell at him not to kill Granola. Raditz yells back at Kakarot wondering why, but Kakarot then starts negotiating with Raditz, taking him and Granola. Raditz saw it himself. Granola with his red eye gave him a boost, and Kakarot, of course due to Raditz coming here originally to take him. Raditz lowers down his guard and starts thinking to himself. They would be useful to take even though they're weaker, and if they train enough they can definitely get stronger. Plus, they still have time before Vegeta and Nappa return to the Frieza Force. They have about a month to train once they head back to the Frieza Force. Raditz finally agrees to tell them to get Kakarot's ship ready to go as he flies back to his pod. As Kakarot flies back to Granola, he hears someone yelling from a distance. It's Monaito. He was hiding until now and heard everything. As he heals Kakarot and Granola, Monaito and Granola ask Kakarot if he's sure about this. Kakarot says it was their only choice. It was either that, or them this planet are done for. Granola and Monaito then look at each other and realize Kakarot's right. Monaito sighs and tells him to come back soon. They both shoot Monaito a thumbs up and fly over to Raditz, who already found Kakarot in the pod. Raditz tells them they're gonna have to fit into Kakarot's pod since they don't have enough spare pods around. As they both squeeze into the same pod, Raditz tells them what coordinates to set to go to the Frieza Force. Raditz clicks on his scouter to tell Vegeta and Nappa that he got Kakarot and a Cerealian with him. A Cerealian? Vegeta thinks back to it and remembers that the Saiyans conquered their planet years ago and they went extinct. Did one slip by? Vegeta then tells Raditz that he and Nappa will be back in about a month, and if their power level isn't higher than 1,000 when they come back, Raditz, his brother, and Granola are all dead. Raditz gulps but agrees to those terms. As Vegeta hangs up, Vegeta then calls Frieza to tell him about Kakarot and the Cerealian. Frieza, wondering how Saiyan slipped by him, brushes it off for now since Vegeta said he's weaker than Raditz, so he's got nothing to worry about. Frieza is curious about that Cerealian the most. How did one live? Did they hide? Frieza brushes it off for right now, and as they weren't as strong as the Saiyans. Frieza brushes them both off for right now, after all they can use 2 more soldiers. As Raditz, Kakarot, and Granola land onto the planet with the Frieza Force owns that Frieza is on at the moment. Frieza meets with the group and Raditz introduces them. Granola is a little frustrated seeing Frieza. After all, he is the one who sent the Saiyans to conquer planet Cereal. Granola considers attacking Frieza, but just by staring at him alone, he can't. You can tell he won't win the fight at all. Frieza can see that Granola is angry at him. He doesn't try to anger Granola at all. He just waits to see if Granola tries anything. Frieza looks back at Raditz, telling him to stay on this planet until Vegeta and Nappa come back. The next planet Frieza has for them is a bit strong, and he needs all the Saiyans for it. Raditz agrees and shows Kakarot and Granola their rooms. Kakarot then thanks Raditz as Raditz tells them to meet him in the training room in a couple minutes so they can get stronger. Kakarot then thanks Raditz for sparing their lives before he leaves. Raditz tells them to not take him lightly. He won't hold back against them in their training, even if it kills them. Granola scoffs and tells Raditz they'll be there shortly. As the door closes, Granola looks at Kakarot. Is he sure about this? Where are they going to go from here? Kakarot says all they need to do right now is get stronger than Vegeta. He's the leader, so he must be the strongest. Granola then points out Frieza, but Kakarot says they need to take things one at a time. Granola sighs, seeing how the Saiyans are, that it's not just Kakarot who acts this way. Kakarot and Granola go to the training area as they see Raditz with some Frieza soldiers. Raditz tells them they're going to fight against some of the lower ranked Frieza soldiers before they fully fight him. Kakarot and Granola agree and go into the training room. They beat the Frieza soldiers with... Kakarot and Granola go to the training area as they see Raditz with some Frieza soldiers. Raditz tells them they're going to fight against some of the lower ranked Frieza soldiers before they fully fight him. Kakarot and Granola agree and go into the training room. They beat the Frieza soldiers with ease, they don't even need to power up at all. Raditz then comes into the room letting them know it's his turn to fight them. Kakarot and Granola gulp, but as they look at each other, they both nod and power up. Raditz reads their power level and sees that they got stronger. But how? Kakarot's now at a power level of 700 and Granola at a power level of 600. Raditz figures out that Kakarot got a Zenkai boost from healing from their fight. But Granola, how did he get stronger? Actually, how did Granola and Kakarot even heal before they even left planet Cereal? They didn't even go into any healing pods or anything. He didn't take note of it at the moment, but now that he looks back at it, it's a bit odd. Unless they had an ability to heal themselves. Raditz figures Granola just has an ability to heal himself and the others. But this fight will be the answer for that, as Raditz doesn't plan on holding back. As Raditz charges in to fight them both, they go to the different sides of the room. Granola, activating his red eye, shoots one of Raditz's vital points. Oatmeal is secretly telling Granola where to shoot to get his vital points. As Raditz falls down, Kakarot then appears behind him, punching him multiple times. As this happened, Frieza shows up into the training room, just to watch. But they're so immersed in the fight they don't even notice. Frieza takes note of Granola's red eye, and how it got a vital point so easily. As Kakarot punches Raditz in the gut, he kicks Kakarot away. But, as he does, Granola shoots him again, but barely misses a vital point. Raditz then charges towards Granola, punching him in the gut and slamming him to the ground. As he does so, he gets blasted from the back. It's Kakarot. He got back up and used all of his remaining strength to defeat Raditz, and as he does, Raditz knocks it away. He has to use all his strength. As he does, Kakarot and Raditz fall to the ground together. Frieza smirks and tells soldiers to send them to the healing pods. When all three are in the healing pods, Raditz notices Granola isn't healing himself, so he most definitely doesn't have a healing ability. So there must be someone else on that planet he missed, unless Kakarot learned to heal people somehow. But Planet Zero didn't have anybody who could heal people, so there's no way. As Raditz closes his eyes, he hears someone in his head. It's Kakarot, thanking Raditz for the fight. Raditz scoffs as his eyes fully close. Frieza's watching them from afar, and as he is a little bit concerned, he knows the Saiyans got Zenkai boost and knows that if they train together, it increases their strength much quicker. Will they eventually be a threat? No, that can't be possible. As Frieza goes back to the soldiers, he tells Zarbon and Dodoria to keep a close eye on the Saiyans and that Cerulean. And as he does, he gets word from some of his soldiers that Nappa and Vegeta are on the way back, a bit early, finishing the job. And with that, that's where we'll end off for today. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe as it helps out the channel. And with that out of the way, I'll see you guys in the next video.